All right, what's going on, ladies and gentlemen? Welcome back to the channel. My name is Big Fry, and today I want to talk to you guys about the future of the Battlefield series. We're starting to see more rumors and speculations come out. But before we get into today's video, I do want to thank today's sponsor, Ridge Wallets. The minimalistic wallet, guys. I've been using these things for almost 2 years at this point. They just sent me one of their titanium ones. I chose white to kind of offset the carbon fiber one that I already use. These things are great, man. I hated the bulky leather wallets that I used to have, and with these it can hold up to 12 cards plus room for cash. I usually go for the money strap over the money clip so that it's a little bit smaller in my pocket. They're small, they're durable, and they're putting their name on it. You have a lifetime warranty if you do end up picking one up, and they're also doing a 45-day test drive. So if you want to try it out, you can send it back for a full refund if you don't enjoy it within the first 45 days. So they're really putting their name behind the quality of this product. I know Father's Day is coming up next month. If you guys are looking for something to get your dad, get rid of all the bulkiness, get rid of all those old receipts that you're never going to use in your wallet, and pick up one of these for your dad, for yourself, for your mom, whoever wants to use one of these wallets. Check out the link down in the description below, ridge.com/BigFry, and you can use the code BigFry for 10% off of your order and free worldwide shipping and returns. And shout out to Ridge Wallets for the opportunity. Now, what we do know concrete 100% is at the end of this month, June 30th, OPM issue 177, which is basically covering a whole bunch of PlayStation, it's the official PlayStation magazine. They are going to be having some details about DICE's new Battlefield 6 hitting the PS5, and some of the information coming from social media. Westy was one of the YouTubers that did cover this earlier. A person by the name of Tom Henderson over on Twitter, who apparently has a history of leaking, very specific things that have been accurate. He had retweeted somebody who had said something about how Battlefield is Battlefield 3 was really ahead of its time, feeling nostalgic. This was actually a user by the name of Skizzleaxe. He says, game was lit. We also had 4 straight years of peak COD games too. But this Tom Henderson goes and retweets and he says, you'll be a happy bunny next year then. Westy then makes this video, and then Tom Henderson actually goes and kind of like clarifies what he's talking about here in one of his like follow-up tweets. And basically he says, elaboration, I was simply referring to the setting and direction of the next Battlefield game, not a remaster. So that tells me that obviously we're going modern, we're going back to hopefully what made Battlefield 3 and Battlefield 4 a lot better. We know that they changed things with Battlefield 1, basically overhauled the fucking mechanics completely, and now it seems like, hopefully, if this is to be believed, that we're going to be going back to the good old days of when Battlefield was solid. There was another rumor which I wish I would have screenshotted because it's now been taken down. Don't know if it's real or not, but in this rumor they were talking about how it was going to be more modern. It was going to be kind of like an offshoot of what they were working on when they were trying to create a Bad Company 3. They were talking about they were going to have a gunsmith system very similar to Modern Warfare. They were going to be doing things like what Titanfall did when you had AIs kind of running around the map, so it feels like you're in a battlefield and not just, jumping around, jumping out of parachutes and like killing players with paddles all day. So if all of that is to be believed, it feels like they're bringing Battlefield back from this crazy, over the top, basically bringing it back to a more grounded Battlefield game. And look, I'm all for it. You guys know exactly what I like out of my FPS. I like boots on the ground. I like things like the Modern Warfare gunsmith. Weapon customization is fantastic. It's something that we've seen in Battlefield, but it's never been as extensive as like, a gunsmith in fucking Call of Duty or Ghost Recon. Would love to see something like that come to the game. The biggest thing for me looking at the new Battlefield is I want to play a game that is, and I've been talking about this for like 2 weeks now, just like over and over. Every time somebody asks me about an FPS, I just want to play a game where I'm not just running between points, sitting in a corner, capping a flag, and moving on to the next one. I would love to see more objective-based gameplay with actual objectives that affect the outcome of battle with, I mean, combining that with like full scale levolution, if they're making their environments 100% destructible, which is also in that leak throughout the battle. If you were to take like an armory depot that had a whole bunch of vehicles in there and you were to control that point for a set amount of time throughout the battle, then your team could unlock armor. And then if you were to take off like an AA battery, you would affect, you know, like anti-air and just have all of these things that are kind of just taken for granted at this point, having a UAV, having a mini-map, having vehicles, and make you actually work for that kind of stuff, and it actually makes you feel like you're doing something other than just running around between points. Keep your conquest, keep your rush, but I want to see a more dynamic, objective-based game mode within Battlefield. And I think with AIs running around, I wasn't the biggest fan of it in Titanfall. A more boots on the ground, not wall jumping and doing all that, might be a little bit better for it, but I want to see how it all plays out in a large, essentially a large Battlefield. I feel like Battlefield's been missing that jump for years now. Coming from Battlefield 2 to 3 was such a huge graphical jump, new engine, new everything. It was amazing. And then coming from 3 to 4 was good. 4 was still good. The servers at launch were trash. But then moving from 4 to 1 and then from 1 to 5, I feel like they've lost their way. And I hope that with the rumors and with them saying that they want to go back to a Battlefield 3 style game, I hope that EA and DICE realize that they have lost their way. A lot of people have been asking for years for a Bad Company game, and we want to go back to what made Battlefield Bad Company 1 and 2 good, Battlefield 3 good, and I hope that EA and DICE are willing to do the same thing. Now, we know that they're basically ending like post-launch support for Battlefield 5 as well as Battlefront, and they're throwing all of their eggs into the next Battlefield game, which is slated to be in 2021. I know a lot of people are mixed with where they want Battlefield to go. I've seen people want to see a new like 2143. They want to see a Vietnam game. They want to see maybe like an alternate universe Cold War, which is kind of what 83 is doing. I personally think that right now a more gritty, tactical Battlefield game with weapon customization, character customization, and if they were to do a campaign, an actual storyline campaign like Bad Company, where you and your squad and you actually learn the names of them and their personalities and it tells a fucking story, I think that would be an absolute killer product. And that's where I want to see Battlefield. Let me know what you guys think down below. Again, there isn't a lot going on. I apologize for the lack of uploads as of late. I do have an Insurgency video coming out later this week to discuss their new update, but I am just looking around at social media right now and things are just going to hell. If you guys do want to check out Ridge wallets, the link is down in the description below. Consider getting one for your dad for Father's Day. And listen, guys, I appreciate you all so much. Thank you for everything. My name is Big Fry, and I'll see you on the next one.